Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game is nostalgic to so many people, including myself, although I didn't play it as a kid. What we've seen Aspire do with this franchise is upsetting. It is upsetting. It didn't really impact me as it impacted other people. But I know that a lot of other people were probably wanting better from this franchise. Um, and we didn't get that, as you could tell. That's why no one is on the servers online at all today. I went in there, there's only one person. But with all that being said, and also including no new maps, no maps like the Saga Edition mod on Battlefront 2 2005, the classic one, the not the classic collection, but the one that came out in 2005. All with that being said, this game is not that bad. Everybody loves to throw shade at this game and talk about how bad it is and that it needs this and it needs that and people are gonna come in the comments like, but you can buy the Star Wars Battlefront 2 and get the Saga Edition. Like, yeah, I know, bro. I know. I have 100 hours logged into that game. I'm probably more than 100 hours logged into the Saga Edition. I modded it. It's easy to mod. But at the same time, this game is not that bad. And we'll go over that, why it isn't that bad, and why I suggest some people should get this game. The first point that I want to say is people were expecting too much. People expect companies to be miracle workers when it comes to video games. And it's just not the case. We're moving on, as a society and as gamers, we're moving on from that. And, we're trying to, advance. And I understand people are like, oh, but they only put a couple shaders and, added a couple more things, like little details, and re-released it kind of as a port. And, on the Xbox and on the Switch, I've never had a issue. And I understand that there were only 3 servers upon launch. Not a lot of people liked it. There were a lot of negative reviews. But at the end of the day, I don't think this game is all that bad. It really isn't all that bad. And I will dang it. I will tell you why I don't think it's all that bad. Um, for starters, if you want to play with friends, and now if you get Battlefront 2 2005, the one that came out in 2005, you can play with friends, but you can't play with the shaders and the graphics upgrades that they did to this game. Now, I know they're not a lot, but it's noticeable. On the Switch, it runs phenomenal. You can play Galactic Conquest with another person for hours. I wish they would have done online Galactic Conquest. That would have been amazing. And, to where I think that we should mod that, make that a mod, to where you can sit, you both have to press save and it saves the game and then it opens up the game whenever you want. I think that would be amazing. I wish that they would have added the Battlefront 1 maps on this. And, that's all I really wanted. But with that being said, this game is not that bad. This game really isn't that bad. I know the price the price is up, it's not up, but it went down, but compared to the other one, it's almost $30. I get it. I bought it on only my Xbox and my Switch because, back in 2024, money was rough and money still is kind of rough now. You know, but with that being said, it really isn't that bad. It isn't that bad. If you want to play with people and you want the same shaders in some of the maps from the Saga Edition mod, they're in this. And the online play isn't that bad. I know that it was bad upon release, but I I pray to God that Aspire, you know, fixed everything. I hope they did. I don't know if they did. I haven't checked it out yet. I've only played online on the Switch and on the Xbox. On the Xbox, it runs good. People were expecting too much for almost a 20-year-old game. In this world, we want everything fast. We want everything now. EA, I kind of compare it to like EA. EA messed up FIFA. They messed up Madden. They messed up, well, they didn't mess up 2K. 2K sucks. All the old games suck. So you have to understand, we live in a fast food culture, which is really bad. And partly because of the Industrial Revolution. We wanted everything fast, and one thing led to another, and here we are now with video games sucking because, we have a fast food world. We want, there's greed for money. I don't think money itself is evil or having lots of money. I don't think even having billions of dollars is evil. What I do think is the greed and the love of money, which, and this is biblical, whether you want to believe in it or not, that's up to you. It's the root of all evil, the love for money, loving money. Me, I like money. I do. I like having money. I don't want to love to have money, though, and, I try to keep myself in check with certain things like that. But, the love for money is the root of all evil, not money itself. With that being said, this game, I was playing it last night. I barely have, like, let's say 5 hours on this game. It's not that bad. Could have been better. I would have give it a 4.5 out of 10. 4 out of 10. You know what? I'll be generous to the haters. 4 out of 10. But, it's okay. It's almost good, but it could have been better. In my opinion, it's good. It could have been better. So, I almost fell. With that being said, though, upon concluding with this, people were expecting just too much out of Aspire, not even just Aspire, out of just this game. Like, what the hell were you thinking? What the hell were you expecting? A whole new map and a whole new campaign? Like, do you really think they're going to do that? This is a remaster. This is not a re-release. This is a remaster. They're two different things. And I compare this to Battlefront 2 in 2017. I didn't mind it since the beginning. I felt like it was a little bit bland, though. And now, look, it's an amazing game. And people still are playing it almost 10 years later. It's 8 years since that game has came out, And people still love that game, I didn't mind it. I know EA freaking messed up, and they did that, by, you had to pay for all the characters and put so many hours in the getting the characters. But at the end of the day, like, this game is not that bad. I would rather play this game than EA FC 25. I would rather play this game than Madden. I would rather play this game than NASCAR, and I don't even mind Madden. Modern Madden. I know older Madden was better. I would play this over freaking NASCAR Ignition 21, which that is an awful game. If you play that game, it is unplayable at times. And I understand this had its glitches. It had its problems. Maybe to a certain, set of people it was unplayable. For me, I never had that problem, at least on the Xbox and on the Switch. And on the PC, I'm playing it on the PC right now, it's really not that bad. It's not that bad. If you want to get a good group of people, you want the shaders, you want everything, because in the Saga Edition mod, you cannot play online. Because, it's tied to the old game. If you want to play with people, this game isn't that bad. I would seriously wait till, it goes down in price. I paid $26 and I don't mind because I really don't care. Now, if you want to play, oh, sorry, dang it. If you want to play with people online, or your friends, y'all want to all join in a server, like 3 or 4 people, maybe even up to 10 people, there could be a lot of people on the servers. I understand that there were only 3 servers upon launch, but that's fixed now. You have up to like 20 servers or something like that. Now, get the game. Get the game. It's not bad. It's really not that bad. If you just want to relive the nostalgia and you're willing to pay the money, go ahead. I wouldn't recommend it, but go ahead. Now, if you only want the nostalgia and you want to play by yourself, just get the classic Battlefront 2 2005 and mod it with the Saga Edition or the Remastered Edition, or there's even the Battlefront 3 version, which I'm going to try that one out too. Yeah, just get that one basically. But it really isn't that bad of a game. I give it a 4.5 out of 10. It's okay. It's a light good, as I would say. It could have been a lot better. Like I wanted online Galactic Conquest. That is my dream. Like I would literally spend so many damn hours in that. We didn't get it. But I think that we could mod this game into that. We can put a Saga Edition mod or a Battlefront 3 mod in this game. I think it is very likely. It's just up to the community. I don't know how to mod, but it's really up to the community. All in all, this game is not that bad. I see so much, unwarranted hate for it. Like, nowadays, like I saw this video and this dude's like, oh, the Saga Edition, makes the Classic Collection, the Battlefront Classic Collection, look so bad. I'm like, bro, I have 100 or so hours logged into that game. It's an awesome freaking mod. It's amazing. But at the same time, I really don't think this is that bad. Really. I think that oh, dang it, again. I think that people are expecting too much, bro. And also, it was rushed. It's like FIFA, it's like Madden, like all these sucky games nowadays that really aren't worth playing, only if you really want to kill time. But, I would get it if you really want to get it just to relive the nostalgia. Get it when it's $15. But or just do what I recommended about the Classic Collection. But I'm playing by myself. This game's actually not that bad. I actually saw a YouTube video about them saying the single player version is not that, it never had problems. It was more the servers and the online gameplay. So to conclude, not bad. There were 3 things that made this game tank: the expectations, the time that these people had to make it better, and I would say the patches and the release and how bad it was in the servers. But now in 2025, May 2025, it isn't that bad. So yeah, it isn't that bad. It could have been better. But yeah. So that is my take. And yeah, that's basically it. I'll see ya.